welcome to the SaaStock How-To Series, in which we aim to answer questions posed by our community. I'm Alex Theuma, CEO of SaaStock, which helps SaaS companies get traction, grow, and scale through our community, conferences, and content. And today, I'm pleased to be joined by Ben Murray, the SaaS CFO. Welcome, Ben.
Hey, great to be here, Alex. Thanks for having me.
Great to have you on here. So now, Ben, we asked our community a bunch of questions on a survey, and the one that I want to ask you and get your opinion on to share with our community via our YouTube channel is, how can I accelerate debt collection? So what is your experience on that? What could founders and SaaS companies be doing around this?
Yeah, definitely. It's a great question. Definitely in these times, especially as a SaaS CFO, collecting cash is near and dear to my heart, and except, unless your customers are paying monthly automatically by credit card, cash collections takes work, so when you're invoicing your customers, sending them your bills, it takes work to collect on that cash. It doesn't just happen automatically, as we found out, so there's definitely a few things that I run through in order to have a tighter cash collection process, especially, if cash is tight and during uncertain economic times. So the first thing is just timely, accurate invoicing, making sure you're getting invoices out the door right away. They're accurate, they make sense, so your customers don't have any questions, which of course would slow down the process, or having mistakes on your invoices, which again, your customer has to call in, you have to change the invoice, extends your cash collection cycle. As well as monitoring your accounts receivable aging report. Who are the top customers who are taking a long time to pay, and then developing a plan around that. It's interesting. Just like, say you have your outbound SDR campaign, your accounts receivable clerks or staff also have to have a plan, a cadence to reaching out to your customers. And having set sequences. And when we're reaching out to customers, the number of days. To send an email, to give your customer a call, to check on the invoice so we can collect on that cash. So it's important to have that set structure, and that everyone in your organization knows, especially sales and CSMs, of how you're approaching your customers, to make sure it's aligned with just your kind of customer philosophy. So there are quite a few things that I do. And also, when, say, customers are not responding, if you have a customer success team, you can get them engaged as well. They have their contact points with the customers, as well as your sales team or account executive team, getting them involved, just making sure, hey, I've reached out to so-and-so. Can you contact someone else within this organization to help, with payment? So there's kind of a set structure that you should follow when trying to collect on cash. And again, it's weekly monitoring of your accounts receivable.
At what point, if ever, would you then escalate this and send in an email to the customer about potentially switching off the platform and use of the platform?
Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes it does come to that. Your customer success team does not like that, but at some point, right, if your customer unfortunately is not paying, that you do have to put that out to them, via email or call, that, at least give them some notice or warning that that's not going to happen. And it's not, hey, end of day, we're shutting you off, but still having a little empathy towards your customer that, hey, in 7 days, 14 days, unfortunately, we are going to have to terminate services and or subscriptions. And often that sometimes does then elicit a response as well. But right, and we are for profit. We have to pay our own bills, and at some point, you will have to turn the customer off.
Well, that's great. Thanks for sharing that, Ben. Yeah, so that answers our question from the How-To series, and how can I accelerate debt collection? So thank you for sharing with us, Ben Murray, the SaaS CFO.
Thanks. Great to be here.